Welcome back to my movie lettering challenge, friends. And if you're watching this real time, happy Friday. Let's continue this week's words. In case you're new here, welcome to my channel, but also welcome to the part 2 video of the week of, we're doing the dates of January 15th through the 17th, and we are lettering words and phrases from When Harry Met Sally. I have identified some of my favorite classic movies that I think most of you will like too. And in order to break in this awesome, beautiful Love Letters 2021 Happy Planner, we are going to fill it with awesome movie quotes and words. All right, let's jump in to the 15th. And today's phrase is cheek to cheek. And if you remember from the movie, that is when things started to change between Harry and Sally. They were still kind of in denial about it, but it was at I think it was a New Year's Eve party where they were dancing together and they used the phrase cheek to cheek, and then you start to see it in their face that they're starting to fall for each other. But let's just go ahead and letter that up. All right. We've definitely done C's. That was our focus letter of last week. So let's jump right in. C, thin upstroke, thick downstroke, cheek. Don't forget, if you don't like your thick downstroke, you can actually go over it a little bit and fix it and make it look nice and pretty. That dreaded K again. I am not a fan of K's. Okay, that's cheek to cheek. It's a little bit long. I don't know that I can fit 2 of them in on that slightly shorter line, but I will probably do it on the lines below. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this section. Okay, and that brings us now to our bonus row. And for the bonus row, I think I'm going to continue our practice of writing a little bit smaller. So we are going to only use this middle guideline on down. So let's do another cheek to cheek. Technically, that would be an uppercase C based on the spacing we're working with. We'll just roll with it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the row. Okay, there you have it. That's cheek to cheek. Stay tuned for Saturday. Okay, welcome back. the word for, or well, the phrase for Saturday the 16th is say yes. If you remember, Sally's friend Marie, who was hopelessly trying to get with a married man, decided to try to make him feel jealous by sending herself flowers, and the card simply said, say yes. Love, Jonathan. So we are going to letter say yes. Alrighty. Trying to get my angles on this right. Just can't quite get it right when I'm on the far left of my page. We are gonna get this figured out. And you may notice I changed colors. I'm working with my blue Fude pen, Tombow Fude pen. And a thick downstroke to finish that S. There you have it. Say yes. I'm gonna go ahead and finish her up. We have a nearly full section of say yes, and it is time to tackle our bonus row. And for the bonus row, I think I am going to continue to do some practicing on uppercase letters. And I'm going to show you two different styles. The first one is going to be pretty similar to what you see with the lowercase version that we did up above here. And in order to do that, we're just going to make it bigger. So I'm actually going to add a little loop actually at the top. Thick downstroke. So there we got a pretty good say. And then with the Y, it is going to be pretty similar to the lowercase version. Now it's up to you with your Ys how low you want to go with them. I don't like to go totally to the bottom. I'll go maybe about 3/4 of the way. So it's like the thick downstroke, thin upstroke, and then pick up the pen. Don't forget to pick up your pen. I did not do that enough with this part of the practice. And then, so you pick it up and then go back with your thick downstroke. Pick up the pen. There you have it. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm not going to speed this second one up here. For this other capital S, we're going to go with a bit more of a, kind of like a print S in a way. So we're going to do thin, thick, and then loop it. It's a little weird looking sometimes with some words. It actually tends to look maybe like a G, but it's just another style to think of. I want to give you these ideas just in case you're not happy with some of the letters that you've been picking, just a couple other ways to change it up. So we'll do the little O to start our A. And we'll keep doing that Y. Say yes. I'll just go ahead and do another one here while I got you. Let's just repeat the first one. Thick downstroke. Pick up the pen. Pick up the pen. Pick up the pen. Pick up the pen. There you go. Pick that pen up. Pick up the pen. There you have it. Say yes. And stay tuned for our final word of the week. Okay, it is time to start our word for Sunday the 17th. And our word is going to be Marie. And hopefully, if you've seen the movie, you know exactly who Marie is, played by Carrie Fisher. And it is Sally's best friend, her kooky friend, who just is convinced that she can make a relationship work with a married guy. She is the one who inspired yesterday's phrase. So we're gonna go ahead and do some lettering with her name. And if you have seen some of my other videos, you know that I like to do kind of a slightly different M. It's a little bit loopy, and I'm just gonna continue to do that style. So in order to do that, we'll do a thin upstroke, loop it around a little bit, transition to the thick downstroke, go back up with the thin, loop it again, and thick downstroke. Now, you do not have to always connect your capital letter, like your first letter, to your second letter. And in this case, I'm not going to do that. We're just gonna go ahead and start in with our A. I'm gonna do a loopy R, so we're gonna bring that loop up above the midline. There you have it. That's Marie, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish this section. Okay, that is Marie. That brings us to our bonus row. And for the bonus row, I am going to do a less loopy version of Marie. And in order to do that, we are gonna just jump right into the M. I am going to do a little tail to start the M. Thick downstroke, pick up the pen. Pick up the pen. There you have a slightly different M there. I'm gonna keep the A the same. Not a lot you can do with the A. And I'm gonna do a less loopy R. Let's follow that upstroke just a little bit above that guideline again, maybe not quite as far, but then just thicken that up. There you have it, Marie. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this row. All right, that is the bonus row with our less loopy M. And stay tuned for the weekly letter practice that is pre-assigned in the planner. Okay, welcome back. And that's actually basically it for the week, but that brings us to our final letter practice, and there's one of these for each week in our planner. These are just pre-laid out by the Happy Planner, and this week's letter is E. I feel like it's Sesame Street or something. This week is brought to you by the letter E. Technically, I feel like it was brought to you by the letter K, but this actually says E. I have flipped back to my blue Tombow Fude pen, and let's see what we have in store here for our E's. And it says that it is similar to the oval stroke, which we tried in our first week of doing this. It's similar to the oval stroke motion, but different starting point. Extend tail to dotted midline to connect next letter. This was not written in a complete sentence. We are gonna overlook that. But if you look at this little arrow here, you'll see that it is very similar to the C, but it's almost like you cross or you just touch over where that C would be in your thick downstroke. So your little dot starts here, you loop that around, and the arrow ends at the midline. And we're getting some direction here on a best practice on how to start connecting letters together. So we are going to do some practice with connecting the E's together. And the key to connecting letters is all in that upstroke. So if you see here with this little arrow, going to the midline, if it's just like a standalone letter, that's actually kind of extra. But when you pick up your pen and you do another downstroke, if you line it up to that upstroke, it'll look really seamless. And I'll show you some examples. First, let's just go ahead and do a couple of E's just by themselves to get a good solid warm up. Let's see. So thin, 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 thicken that up. Let's bring that to the midline. Thin, 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 thick. Bring it to the midline. Okay, so we've got a couple of really good E's. Let's start connecting them. So I'm going to do another good E. And then I'm going to start the E just somewhat close to this upstroke. Since it's going to start basically where your downstroke is, you don't really have to go too far over. So let's start here. Thin, 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 thin. Thicken that up. And it crosses that. It looks like a really awkward connection, but it crosses it over and it makes it basically impossible to see. That is not the best connection I've ever done because I was concentrating on explaining it to you all. But let me see if I can show you a couple of good examples with me being a little less distracted. So, got the first E. And the second E. And actually, I went ahead and just started my next E already connected to this line. So there you have it. So that's our E, and I'm going to go ahead and finish the remaining rows. All right, there you have it. That is this week's letter practice. I did not pause for my bonus row because I had already demonstrated how to connect the E's. So that's literally all I did for that bonus row. But that wraps up the week. I hope you enjoyed this week's lettering. I hope you'll stay tuned for even more lettering. Let's connect outside of YouTube, friends. I am on Instagram at feelgoodplans. And if you like this video, I hope you'll like and subscribe. See you soon.